Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be starting the 2x2 tutorials. First, we're going to learn the beginner's method, which is going to be today. Then we're going to learn the Ortega method, then the CLO method, and then the EG method. So let's start with this video. So first thing we're going to learn is the 2x2 notations. Notations are very easy on 2x2, so it's not that hard to remember. You just have to remember some stuff. So when you look at R is like the right layer. So you turn the right layer, this is a right layer. There's only two layers as you can see. So this is a right layer. And we're going to turn it clockwise if there's no apostrophe on that R. If there is an apostrophe, we're turning it counterclockwise. So what I'm meaning by clockwise is when you turn this layer clockwise, imagine that you're facing this, but keep this as your front face. Imagine just this is your front face and R clockwise would be like this. So that's R. Now R prime, or some people like to call it R dash, is like this because it's counterclockwise. So this is not your front face, just remember that. This is just for you to think that this is a front face. The front face is actually the green, but we're just thinking that this is the front face, so this is R prime. And by the way, I have all the notations in the description with the diagrams, so you can check that out. So L, this is where many people get confused. They think L is like this, but since if we face this, if we do L, that would be L prime, and that's not right. So L, if you think about it, is like this, which in this case, if you keep the green in the front, would be like this. This is L, and L stands for left, so that can be easy. So, and then this is L prime. Again, if you face this, that's counterclockwise, so that's L prime, right? Now there's U, which means the up layer. So that's pretty easy to remember. Just think this is your front face, that's U, and that's U prime. And if that's in the front face, that's U prime. Now I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you the D layer. Try this. Got it? Okay, so D is the down layer. So you do this, right? Imagine yellow is your front face, and then you do D clockwise, like that. Right? So that's D clockwise, so that's the D over here, and D counterclockwise would be the opposite, which would be like this, right? And that's not your front face. This is your front face, so D would look like this, and D prime or D dash would look like this. Now there's one tricky notation, that many people get confused in, which is B. B means back, and in beginner's method, B is not necessary, but this is just for info. So B, imagine that the blue face is your front, and B clockwise, so it'd be like this. So when you're having green in the front face, B would be like this. Again, B would be like this, and B prime would be like this. So this is B prime, this is B, this is B prime. It's not necessary for beginner's method and not for Ortega method, but it's necessary for EG and CLO method. So F would be, you don't have to imagine any front face because F is the front face. So this is F, and that's F prime. And whenever you get a letter and then 2 beside it, you turn that layer 2 times. So let's just say you got R2, so you have to do this. Okay? That's the notations. I'll give you this algorithm. Try that on your own. Leave a comment down below if you could get that algorithm. First step of solving the 2x2 is making a white layer. By the way, if you want to follow along with me, then this is a scramble, which you do with white on the top and green in the front, if you want to follow along with me. So first step is to find a white piece. So this white, red, and green. Now we're going to find another white piece. So this is white, orange, and blue. So this piece needs to go over here. And remember, the white sticker or the white face has to be on the bottom side, so you don't see it. So this piece needs to go over here since it has no common colors. So this piece needs to go over here. So what we're gonna do is bring this piece on top of the place where it needs to go. So let's just bring it over here because this piece needs to go here. And then you do these 4 moves, which are R, U, R prime, U prime. And let's just do that. R, U, R prime, U prime. If it's not solved, you do it again. R, U, R prime, U prime. One more time. R, U, R prime, U prime. Now, it might take longer or shorter than what mine took, depending on how your piece is oriented. Now, we're going to look for another piece. So this is white, red, and blue. So this piece has red as a common color. So this piece needs to go over here. Remember, the white sticker has to be facing down. So this piece needs to go over here, so we should bring this piece on top of the place where it needs to go, like that. And then you do these 4 moves. R, U, R prime, U prime. So this case, I got only in 1 time. So it might not be like in your case, but just keep doing those 4 moves with the piece on top of the place where it needs to go. Last piece is where this piece needs to go over here. So you don't have to move this. It's already on top, and then you just do this moves. R, U, R prime, U prime. R, U, R prime, U prime. R, U, R prime, U prime. Now that should solve your white layer. Now there's one more case which you can get is where the piece is on the bottom layer, and if you move this will get messed up. So what you're gonna do is do those 4 moves. So it's gonna be R, U, R prime, U prime, and that piece is still not messed up. And this piece is on the top, and you can continue those 4 moves. Okay, so the second step of solving the 2x2 is finding correct position piece. I know it's long, but that's what it's called. So let's just say this piece has yellow, red, and blue. So which piece, these colors, has red and blue? Right here. So this piece needs to go here. Let's just bring it. That's in the correct position. It's not oriented right, but it's in the correct position. Just think that. So there's one piece right here that's also in the correct position. Yellow, red, green. Red and green, so that is in the correct position. And the rest 2 are not. So that's one case. There's 3 cases you can get in here. First case is where it is like mine, where 2 of them are adjacent to each other on the right, and the other 2 are not. Second case is where one is right, and the other one is right, but it's diagonal to each other. Third case is where you have one right? There's one right position. And the fourth case is where all of them are solved. So this piece needs to go here, and this piece is over here. So we're gonna do one more time U, and that solves one piece, and none of them are solved. So whenever you get 2 that are adjacent, just try to mess with it and try to get one on the solved position and not others. And then you do this algorithm. I know it's a bit long, but it has cool patterns. So you do U, you bring this piece up, you put it away, you bring this layer up, you put this back to restore this layer, you put that down, you restore this layer, put that down. So now all of them are in the right position. Okay, so the second case I was talking about is where one piece is in the correct position and the opposite piece is also in the correct position. So they're in the diagonal positions and they're right. So in this case, we're going to keep one of the correct position in the bottom right, and then the other one is automatically going to be in the top left. And then you do that same algorithm, which is this. And then those 2 are solved. So if these 2 are solved, again, if they're adjacent, you're trying to mess it up, and then you get this solved, and then you do that algorithm again. And now, as you can see, all the pieces are in the right position. So the last step is very easy. So in this case, we're gonna keep the yellow side on the bottom, right? Like with we did with the white side. And then you do those 4 moves. So this is in the incorrect position. So you do those 4 moves, which is R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, U prime. And that's solved. Now, instead of moving the whole cube, we're gonna move this layer so that it matches the unsolved corner. So you do those 4 moves again. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. So that's solved. And then you bring this cube over here and you do those 4 moves. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And that should just solve your cube. And if you have any questions or any doubts, leave a comment down below. That's all for this video. I'll see you guys next time.